Welcome to Corpstruction, a podcast about the missions of the Tulsa District U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. I'm your host, Brandon Parrish from the Tulsa District Public Affairs Office. It's Friday, July 16th, 2021, and this is the Weekend Roundup, where we go over the major news events and issues in the Tulsa District. Let's start with a little talk about the birds and the bees. The Corps of Engineers is taking action to combat the declining pollinator population, and the district is on the forefront of that effort. Pollinators are species that transfer pollen between plants, and believe it or not, that includes bees, birds, beetles, butterflies, bats, wasps, and even flies. At Keystone Lake, the staff are creating an area for pollinators by removing invasive vegetation, like Johnson grass and eastern red cedar. At OOLOGAH Lake, Ranger RANDI Clifton is developing a 1-acre pollinator habitat near the Blue Creek Campground. In a partnership with Phillips 66, the Caw Lake office has established various pollinator fields. At Canton Lake, Ranger Johnny Dudley incorporated several acres of wildflower species into the design of the new disc golf course there. In other news, Colonel Scott S. Preston, the Tulsa District Commander, and Mr. Todd Kilpatrick of Tulsa County Drainage District 12 signed a design agreement that will allow USACE to commence pre-engineering construction and design phase of the Tulsa West Tulsa Levee Repair Project. Tulsa District's project delivery team will now be able to work on the design of the levee rehabilitation project. In 2020, the project was approved by then Chief of Engineers Lieutenant General Todd Seamanite. Some of the features of the repair project for the nearly 80-year-old levee include 11.3 miles of filtered berm with a tow drain, a 2,000-foot cutoff wall, and the reconstruction of 5 pump stations along the levee system. 2 of the Tulsa District's Kansas lakes are experiencing harmful algae blooms. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment has placed Marion Lake in Marion, Kansas, and Big Hill Lake in Cherryvale, Kansas, under a harmful algae bloom warning. As a result, all swim beaches at Marion Reservoir and Big Hill Lake are closed. When lakes are under an algae bloom warning, it means harmful algae blooms are expected or present. To learn more about harmful algae blooms, visit the Kansas Department of Health and Environment website at kdheks.gov. Tulsa District's Hero of the Week is Lindsay Byfield, a contracting specialist with the contracting office here at the Tulsa District. Byfield executes a variety of complex construction and engineering projects and procurement contracts for the architecture and design section here. Are you a small business owner, medium-sized business owner, or even a large business owner? Are you interested in government contracts? Well, you might check out www.sam.gov, sam.gov. Go there, create an account, and apply for contracts. Here are the current recreation closures heading into the weekend, starting with the Kansas area. At Council Grove Lake, some sites at Canning Creek Park, Santa Fe Trail, and North Ritchie Cove are closed. At John Redmond Lake, the dam site low water boat ramp is closed. Otter Creek is closed, and the boat ramps at Hickory Creek East, Hickory Creek West, and Hartford are closed. At Fall River Lake, Dam Site East is closed. At Marion Lake, all swim beaches are closed. At Cottonwood Point, several campsite closures due to flood damages and electrical repairs. Hillsborough Cove is closed. Overlook is open, but restrooms are closed. And at Big Hill Lake, the swim beach is closed due to blue-green algae warnings. In Oklahoma, at Keystone Lake, Whitewater Off-Road Vehicle Area and Dam Site are closed for downstream construction. Brush Creek Campground is closed, and at Washington Irving, the boat ramp and sites 1 through 16 are actually open. At Tenkiller, Snake Creek and Elk Creek campgrounds remain closed. At Fort Gibson Lake, Mallard Bay is closed, Taylor Ferry Beach is closed, Taylor Ferry North and Taylor Ferry South are partially open, while Wahoo Bay is closed. And at Birch Lake, Twin Point Cove is closed. And at Birch Cove, sites 25 to 31 and 85 to 91 are closed. Down around the Red River at Lake Texoma, The recreation closures include Lakeside Park Boat Ramp, along with several campsites within the park. At East Burns Run, the boat ramp and several campsites are closed. Boat ramps at West Burns Run, Juniper Point East, Platter, and Caney Creek are closed. As with all water projects, the situation is fluid and may change. This concludes the recreation closure roundup. If you're visiting a Corps of Engineer park, campground, or other water recreation resource, we ask you to please wear a properly fitted U.S. Coast Guard approved life jacket or personal flotation device. Be sure to know all the boating laws in your state if you're on the water boating. And if you're out there fishing, make sure you have your license and be sure to catch a big one. This concludes the Corpstruction podcast. Corpstruction is a production of the Tulsa District Public Affairs Office. This episode was written and produced by Brandon Parrish. To learn more about the Tulsa District and the Corps of Engineers, you can visit our website at www.swt.usace.army.mil. You can reach out to us via our website or by following us on social media, which include Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Thanks for listening and have a great weekend.